One of the questions that's been floating around a lot lately has been, and we've seen, you guys who watch the show, you've seen people write this question in. Do you think James Gunn will bring over some of his Guardians of the Galaxy cast to DC? To which we often try to explain to people, you don't need to bring anybody over. Actors do not belong to DC or Marvel. They are free to move back and forth. They can do whatever they want. But still, a lot of people wondering, with James Gunn having done stuff over there in Marvel for a while, do we think he could do something with people he worked with in Marvel over in DC? Well, somebody on Twitter wrote to James Gunn. Of course, James Gunn is very active in responding to people, and wrote to James Gunn and said the following: please do not encourage Guardians of the Galaxy cast to follow you to the DCU. Find fresh actors that can bring brilliant characters and forge new memories for audiences instead of swimming in the same muddy pond. I know I am not alone in feeling this way. Well, you're mostly alone. Rebirth, not reissue, please. Okay, so James Gunn, let's bring up that page, Jonathan.
I have the tweet. You want the tweet or?
No, just right there. That's good. It's the same one.
Okay.
And so James Gunn responded and he said the following: we have hundreds of roles to cast. I've always done, some will be, as I've always done, some will be brand new faces, some will be actors I've worked with before, some will be actors I've never worked with. What matters most is the actor fits the role and that they're easy to work with. All right. So I don't understand this question at all, because whenever Tim Burton worked with Johnny Depp again, nobody went, oh, you're working with Johnny Depp again? When Martin Scorsese works with Leonardo DiCaprio, nobody's, bring fresh talent. Why work with him again? Like, directors, look, this is a business. This is a job. And whatever job you're in, when you have coworkers or people that you work with that you enjoy working with, it's easy to work with and you have great results together. And especially in the director-actor relationship, if you find that you're able to create a shorthand with each other, you know exactly what each other wants, and you know how to bring the best out of each other, why on earth would a director or a producer or a studio head in this case, why on earth wouldn't you be open to working with people you already know you work well with? But I also love the fact that James Gunn throws in that little caveat. Most important thing is finding an actor that fits the role. That's the key. Actor that fits the role. But that could be somebody I've worked with. Maybe it'll be somebody completely brand new. And by the way, any actor they get to play any role has played something. So is that muddying the waters? Because, that actor played something once before. So look, to me, what James Gunn just said makes perfect sense. Saying that I'll work with actors I've worked with before. He's worked with a lot of them. I'll work with actors I haven't worked with. It's just all about finding the right fit. Anyway, Rob, you read this and saw James Gunn's response to this. What do you think?
Well, it's really a shame that somebody said you can't make Chris Evans Captain America. He's already played Johnny Storm.
Yeah, don't muddy the water.
Yeah, you can't do that. I mean, I don't understand. Look, on one hand, I do understand the underlying idea behind this, in that people want the idea of having something new and fresh is great, and I get that. I think that's a right inclination. But on the other hand, how many actors, like you astutely pointed out, when an actor has somebody or a director has somebody they like working with, like Leonardo DiCaprio, that's worked out pretty well. The Departed won the Best Picture, but then again, he was also played Howard Hughes in The Aviator. Would you not want those things? And Robert De Niro, I'm sure, I really am happy that Martin Scorsese said, you know what, I'm not going to have Leonardo DiCaprio play Jordan Belfort in The Wolf of Wall Street because I already had him in The Departed and The Aviator.
Right.
But I understand the thing is I think superheroes are a little different in the sense that one genre, and how what if I can't mix and match my action figures if they're played by the same actor? I can't do that. I can't stand them right next to each other.
That seems like solid reasoning.
I think it is.
That seems like totally solid reasoning.
It is, John. No, but I look, I think, like we were talking the other day, if Chris Pratt wanted to play Booster Gold, and I'm not saying there's going to be a Booster Gold movie, that's great casting. I would get excited to see Chris Pratt come to the DC universe and play a character like Booster Gold. That would be comedy gold, and I think that would be fun. Plus, if you look at Chris Pratt, whether you like the movies or not, the Jurassic World movies and the Guardians of the Galaxy movies have made him a worldwide box office draw. Any smart studio executive is going to be like, yeah, I want to cast Chris Pratt. You think you don't want to? I want to see Michael Rooker in another movie. I don't care what he plays.
By the way, I was thinking about this earlier this morning. Now, it would be a little bit of a change. Michael Rooker as Commissioner Gordon.
Dude.
I'm just throwing that out into the universe. Just want to throw that out into the universe.
Or Michael Rooker
grizzled
as
hard
Perry
cop.
White.
As Perry White, I could see him as a grizzled cop.
I
though,
know,
you know?
but
But
he could
Perry
also
White would
be,
be good
you know,
too.
I'd love him
cigar-
as Perry White.
a cigar
Yeah, he could be a
shop.
cool Perry White.
You know, Kent.
What you doing, boy?
Yeah, I mean,
The way he would say it.
Because, Lois and Clark had, I can't remember that actor's name, but that lovely kind of like Southern fried style to Perry, which was lovely. When he'd just be like, damn it, Lane. Oh, it was great.
but, I mean, it could be good. So I mean, the funny thing about James Gunn is the pool of actors he will have access to is exciting because he's worked with so many different kinds of people and people really like him.
Chris, you see James Gunn's. I think it's a very balanced, common sense kind of response. But what do you take away from it?
I mean, back in 2014 when he was promoting Guardians, people kept asking, why do you always work with Michael Rooker? It's like, well, I think on set you should have some affection for the people who are there. You have long days. You have to have a shorthand with one another. And also, Michael Rooker is a madman, and I like working with mad people. And I think that's a really big key thing here is when you're on set, you need to develop a shorthand with your actors so that you can connect and make your shots matter. Time is money. Money is power. You got to get throughout your day quickly. Post-production has to get started on all of these big After Effects things. You got to work within a specific timeline to make sure you can meet all your deadlines. And you don't do more than a 12-hour day because then you lose money. So you need to work with people who you trust, who can do what you need. And he also is spending all of his time on set. He's going to want to be around people he can tolerate, not just people who are immensely talented, but he knows who these people are. He knows how they work. He knows he can get the best out of them in a certain way, right? And I think, too, he also allows his actors to do so many things that they wouldn't be cast as otherwise. Michael Rooker really comes to mind. He's done, 5 or 6 collaborations with him at this point, and he's played a whole bunch of different characters that I think have really, really let Michael just play in the sandbox in a multitude of ways.
All right, guys, question is for you. What do you think about this? James Gunn kind of saying what I think makes common sense. Hey, listen, I'm going to work with some actors I've worked with before. I'm going to work with some actors I've never worked with before. It's just the important thing is finding the right fit. And if that happens to be an actor he's worked with before, great. What do you make of it? Do you take something else out of his comments that maybe we missed? Whatever you think, jump down to the comment section below and let us know your thoughts. We want to thank a sponsor of this video, MasterClass. MasterClass offers classes on a wide variety of topics, all taught by world-class instructors at the very top of their fields. Each class is broken out into individual video lessons, usually around 10 minutes long. And MasterClass is completely accessible on your phone, the web, smart TV, and available via audio mode to listen to classes on the go. They have over 2,500 video lessons from over 180 of today's most brilliant minds. They're all available anytime, anywhere on iOS, Android, desktop, Apple TV, Amazon Fire TV, and Roku. Now, obviously around here on the John Campea Show, we love our movies, so why not learn filmmaking from Jodie Foster, or maybe directing from Ron Howard himself, or the great Neil Gaiman doing his masterclass on the art of storytelling. And you guys have heard me talk about my favorite masterclass, Business Strategy and Leadership by Big Papa Iger himself, Bob Iger, the new and returning CEO of Disney. Guys, I highly recommend that you check it out. This holiday, give the perfect gift of an annual Masterclass membership and get one free. Go to masterclass.com/Campea today. That's masterclass.com/Campea. Terms apply.